For Indian software exporters, receiving payment from an overseas client and verifying that transaction with the RBI are two parts of a single process. Proving the export through the Softex workflow maintains your FEMA compliance. We are going to walk through the complete dual compliance workflow. We will cover how to file your monthly STPI bulk statement and how to submit your quarterly realization report to your authorized dealer or AD bank. Before you begin, you need 4 foundational documents ready: an active importer-exporter code, your STPI letter of permission, your AD bank details, and your invoices or FIRC records. Organizing these specific records in advance prevents regulatory bottlenecks. It ensures your workflow remains uninterrupted, protecting your eligibility for future export incentives. The compliance cycle starts before you file any paperwork. First, you need to acquire a batch of Softex numbers directly from the RBI. These numbers are allocated centrally once a year. If you have a high projected annual volume, you can request a bulk allocation to cover all of your locations for the entire year. Once you have your batch, you assign a unique Softex number to each export. You can use one number for a single invoice or apply it to a grouped batch of invoices, provided they share the same currency and customer. This assigned number acts as your primary control mechanism. Without it, the banking system legally cannot track or verify your software export. Next, you compile your offshore export data into a mandatory Excel summary sheet. You will use Annexure A for standard software exports and Annexure B to log any royalties on software packages. You must prepare and file this bulk statement no later than 30 days from the close of the month in which the invoices were raised. This is a strict legal deadline. When filling out Section A of the bulk statement, carefully enter your authorized dealer bank details. If you use multiple ADs, you must provide full details, including bank name, address, and AD code for every single one. Do not over-report at this stage. You must not attach actual invoices, master service agreements, or statements of work to this monthly summary. STPI only needs the high-level summary data for regular authentication. You only need to produce those massive physical documents if STPI formally requests them for a sample audit, which they may do within a 6-month window. To submit the filing, you perform a dual submission. Upload your soft copy Excel sheet to the unified online portal and simultaneously submit a covering letter along with physical annexure copies in quadruplicate. On the back end, STPI authorities review your submission, authenticate the data, and digitally certify the file. Once certified, that file is transmitted from the STPI portal directly into the RBI's electronic system, EDPMS, while a simultaneous copy goes straight to your AD bank. This integrated digital handover ensures your STPI certification is instantly visible to both the central bank and your local authorized dealer. That sets the stage for the final phase of compliance. Once your overseas client pays, you are on a clock. FEMA regulations dictate that those funds must be realized and repatriated to India within exactly 9 months of the export date. This form is the master summary sheet of the quarterly realization report you submit to your AD bank to prove repatriation. Notice the top rows where you fill in your exporter name and IEC code. This next document shows Attachment A, where you log the specific invoices that were paid during the quarter. The Softex number, offshore invoice value, and date of realization columns are how you match those initial RBI numbers to the actual payments. And this form shows Attachment B, which you use to prove the funds actually crossed the border. Here, you log the foreign currency inward remittance certificates, or FERCs, specifically noting the details of the overseas bank's name and address. Your AD bank takes these exact attachments and uses them to reconcile the incoming wire transfers with the original Softex numbers you claimed 30 days after generating the invoice. Matching the STPI export declaration to these quarterly FERC records proves to the bank that the specific invoice you declared has been fully repatriated. Successfully submitting that quarterly realization report officially closes the loop on your export transaction lifecycle. This verified closure automatically triggers the generation of electronic bank realization certificates, or EVRCs. This certificate is the mandatory evidence required to claim duty remissions and tax rebates on your exported products. Maintaining this rhythm, monthly STPI filings and quarterly AD bank reports, is how you secure these certificates and keep the business safely compliant. Check your local portal requirements and download the annexure templates to start the filing process.